come at my body was disrespectful because it's like, as a black woman, I'm telling y'all I'm a political activist. I go toe to toe with MAGA. I go toe to toe with Trump supporters, and I've been face to face with them. And to have my own people decide that, hey, fuck what she's saying, I'm just gonna shoot for her body because I can't really give her a debate conversation was very interesting and very eye-opening for me.
The issue is that people feel like because she's built the way that she's built, that she does not have the right to be selective. That is the issue, right? Let's see. I feel like we're doing a lot of moving, right? A lot of people, and that's why I said I want us to be honest coming in here. A lot of us, and I'm one of them. When I first saw the videos, I said the fucking audacity for her to have a choice. The fucking audacity. But then I took a step back and I said, well, damn, that's no different from a broke woman wanting a rich man. That's no different from a fat woman wanting a skinny man. It's no different from an ugly woman that thinks that she's entitled to date men that are handsome.
Yeah, so when I look, and now, Ty, I think your disposition here is much more pleasant than in the clip, right? If I were to assess you on the clip alone, you're arrogant in the clip. And contrary to popular belief, confidence and arrogance are not synonyms, you know? And so if I'm looking at the clip for itself, right, you called people's ideology bullshit, right? Which is disrespectful, you understand? And so when you're being mean, people are going to be mean to you.
You in therapy are willing to go?
Nita?
Never been through anything?
I don't. You want me to be tragic? You want me to have some demons or something? Thank you for doing that for me.
And why did you pop?
There's nothing wrong with going to therapy and talking to someone about your problems.
Obviously, you have a lot.
What's going on?
Answer the question.
Okay. Oh, Trump.
Why did you?
Yeah, I got my bachelor's in criminal justice, a minor in psychology and political science. I studied it. Thank you.
That doesn't matter. It's still the same system. Perpetuates the same results.
Did you vote for in the 2024 election?
2024?
As in last year?
No, I don't subscribe to politics. I don't subscribe to politics. You know, it's the illusion of choice.
And why did you pop?
That's bullshit.
Damn. So if you've seen her, if you've seen the clips, she was going viral. But what I noticed and what made me go to her page is because I've seen like the vicious attacks that she was getting, right? Like a preference is your preference. You like what you like, you feel what you feel. But I feel like the attacks on the way that she's built, people are just like going out of their way to criticize the way that she's built. And so one of the takeaways from it all was, for me, I want to ask you, where does your confidence come from? And not in a way, I'm not asking you that question to say that you shouldn't have it, but when you're constantly critiqued, when you're constantly disrespected or harassed about the way that your body shape is, I just want to know, like, where does your confidence come from?
I am built like my genetics. On some real shit, I have done my DNA. My father's from Panama. My mother's from here. She's black American. My dad was Panamanian. So I'm built like a fucking torta. That's what I am. And like, I'm not ashamed of what I am. I have a nose that comes from Panama and a stomach when you ever seen a fat Mexican? Yes. I'm built like a fat Mexican. I'm Mexican. I have Mexican DNA. That's what this is. So it doesn't hurt me to hear these things from people that I wouldn't fuck with to begin with, if that makes sense. These are people that are not aligned with me to begin with. If you did not understand what I said, I've had tons of men have been in my DMs that like the body, like the shape, understand the shape, Mexican men, black men, Indian men. That's not the problem. They're not aligned with me. I ask my questions are my non-negotiables. When you go to a dating show, or if you're on a dating app, you have non-negotiables that you put on there. These men didn't fit my non-negotiables, and that's okay. But to come at my body was disrespectful because it's like, as a black woman, I'm telling y'all I'm a political activist. I go toe to toe with MAGA. I go toe to toe with Trump supporters, and I've been face to face with them. And to have my own people decide that, hey, fuck what she's saying, I'm just gonna shoot for her body because I can't really give her a debate conversation was very interesting and very eye-opening for me.
You don't think?
There you go. Sorry, go ahead, brother.
You don't think it's fair at all, and for somebody to say anything about the way that you look when it comes to you popping on other people for whatever reasons? You don't think it's fair, even in the realm of fair?
No, because I didn't pop on them based on appearance. I popped popped on them based on their answers to my questions. If you watch the shows like normal, people pop based off of appearance, and I watched a line of women do just that, and that is acceptable in that culture of these shows, is to pop based on appearance. I'm not used to that. I don't pop on appearance. I pop off as how I align with you. We didn't align. That man was 51, the darker skinned man. He's cool. We're actually friends now, by the way. So me and him are actually cool. He's 51, so he's way out of my dating range to begin with, but I didn't pop on any of those things. 47, the Trump supporter. Fuck him. Would never date a Trump supporter. And the other guy, we follow each other on TikTok now. He's also 5'4", and he is not my type, but I don't pop based off of those things. He was funny. I thought he's a comedian. I thought, oh shit, he might be someone cool to hang out with, even if we didn't date.
You mean physically he's not physically your type?
He wouldn't physically be my type, and that's okay. But at the same time, I would give it a shot, because you never know if physicality is just something I can disregard based off of love.
So the reason that I ask you think that's fair, right? Because of course we all have a physical preference to some degree, right? But realistically speaking, I would say that those men who walked out there and they didn't pop your balloon, like just like, oh, let me pop this, I would think that they were actually putting their best foot forward for you by even entertaining a question from you. Like, all right, let me let this girl ask me questions. I think that that's noble of them to even let you ask them questions.
Why?
I don't think she's talking about those guys. She's talking about like the people that commented afterward, after the fact.
No.
Yeah,
But she said why though? Let him answer why.
Most of the men that I know that I would even think are just normal men who date average women, like they would, based on your physical appearance, they no, we can move her along. Let's keep the show going, but we can talk to other women. Like I think that most men that I know would do that, and they date normal women.
And that's fine. And those men are not aligned with me, because if all you look for is appearance in a woman, then that you wouldn't be for me. I'm okay with how I look. And also, I'm currently on a weight loss journey and have been for a very long time. My highest was 260. I'm at 210. And I love myself enough to have put myself out there, and to be disregarded by the same community is really disrespectful. And we should really study why we base so much of our love on appearance versus alignment.
So
that's why that's the same thing that you did, though?
I based it off of character.
No, she popped the balloon because of the politics.
Hold on, man. Isn't that the same? So isn't that the same thing that you did, just basically on a different subject?
No, these subjects matter. These are big topics.
So because of the simple fact that a man popped on you because of how you built, you're saying that shouldn't
I popped on them.
Just because they probably didn't want you or don't want you because of how you built. You're saying that that's supposed to not matter because they might be a Trump supporter, or they might be as the last gentleman that whatever screen was up there that True put up there said because he was darker.
No, I'm not saying he was darker. I was extinguishing the three black men. One was short, one was darker, and one was a Trump supporter. That's the only way I could have, tell you which ones was which. Calvin and I are friends.
So the fact of the matter is, what I'm getting to is basically you chose and you're still choosing because of what's convenient for you. Is that not correct?
Politics are important to me, as I'm a political
activist. Is that not correct that you basically disqualify a person because of what's convenient for you?
What's important to me, not convenient.
No, but you kind of eliminated the visuals for people that are visual creatures. Like men are visual creatures, right?
Correct. And maybe I'm not these people's type, and that's okay. But there has been men that are that like me, and that have messaged me and been like, I think you're beautiful. And that's okay, because I'm not for everybody.
But we're not saying that. But the fact of the matter is you have a preference, and whatever how do you choosing to pick a man or whatever the case is how you're choosing it, regardless if you're using politics, if you're using how they look, how they smell, if they funny or not. You're doing whatever is good for you. But yet and still you're saying because if a man don't like you of how you're built, then that's a problem.
Isn't that kind of sort of the being disrespectful for it? You don't have to, if you don't like something about somebody, you don't have to make a comment. You don't have to call her a fat, ugly bitch. You don't have to say, ooh, she's built like an ice cream cone.
You're just keeping it simple.
No, the comment section is how we got here, on how I've been belittled with body positivity and how I look. So like I'm saying here, if you do not like the way someone looks, you do not have to comment. If you have nothing nice to say, keep it moving. I didn't pop on them based on that, though. I popped on them based on my question.
Can I say something?
I think part of that,
right after explicit, Naeem. Go ahead, explicit. What up, Naeem? Salute.
But I think part of that, you open yourself up. You open the door for that when you go onto this show. Like, you went viral. Like, you don't get to be like, oh, I'm gonna go on the show. They're gonna record it. They're gonna put it online and then be mad at the comments. Like,
evil people are evil. We know that, as we can see. Body shaming is evil and it's bullying, and we shouldn't do it, because what are we teaching our children to do?
Now, while I agree with that, it's a cold world.
It is, and so we need to do better as people. We should not be bodying
who they vote for, right? Don't you shame people for who they vote for?
Yes, I surely do. You know why? We have a
It doesn't
pedophile as a
matter why.
president.
No, it doesn't matter why. The
No,
fact of
it
the matter
does
is you're doing
matter
it.
why.
It doesn't matter why because
I
that's
just
your
said
preference. That's
300,000
your
black women
preference.
lost their jobs last year due to Trump's administration. You're telling me
So,
that's not
And how
important?
many people we talking about dating? We just
Yes.
keep it simple. We ain't going to keep
No,
shifting
that's
the
important to
goalposts, and
me.
we're not shifting all of the.
That's
Okay,
important to
You talking to
me.
the
so if I
wrong
can
kind of
play
black
devil's
people.
advocate
I
real
know.
quick.
Yeah,
Hold
no,
on.
I'm talking to the wrong type of black people.
Hold
That
on,
is
hold
where
on.
we're at. You're right.
Well, just real quick.
You're right.
Yeah, let's get the floor back.
go
Yeah,
ahead,
Splits,
Jack.
try
Go
to
ahead.
no, no,
try
you're
to
right.
be
I'm
as
talking to the
succinct.
wrong black people.
No, wait.
No,
Just
it's
I
not
think
the
it's
wrong
good. Hold
black.
on, Splits. Let's set
No,
the
it is.
baseline.
It is.
Yo, Splits, just be succinct, right? So you can get a direct answer. Go ahead.
If I can play devil's advocate, what Melly is saying and what you are saying, both points are valid and they correlate. Because what he's saying is you got rid of those guys based off of what was important to you. Got it. But if a man feels like what a woman looks like is important to him, it is the same.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So
She says she don't care though.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta say it.
Lane.
right, but we don't get to be like,
The
oh,
fuck?
but I had a reason to not do it. Like it was different. It's the same.
No, because that's fine. You cannot like me because of my body. You also do not have to come to my comment sections and call me a fat, ugly bitch. There's no reason for that. That's disrespectful. And also, you're seeing that as a black woman who's a political activist going toe to toe with MAGA, who has been death threats, car tagged, followed, doing the work. You should not want to add to that
But
flame.
just like you saw the man on the show that you were on
All
saying that
right.
he's not a political person, there's a lot of people who just aren't political people.
Let's
That point
explicit.
is moot. Like a lot of people don't
As we
care.
know.
Let me
As we
interject.
know.
Let me
As
interject
we
for
can
a
see.
second. Hold on, 1 second. Let me run this movie for a second, right? So the issue at hand is that people, right? The issue is that people feel like because she's built the way that she's built, that she does not have the right to be selective. That is the issue, right? Let's see. I feel like we're doing a lot of moving, right? A lot of people, and that's why I said I want us to be honest coming in here. A lot of us, and I'm one of them. When I first saw the videos, I said the fucking audacity for her to have a choice. The fucking audacity. But then I took a step back and I said, well, damn, that's no different from a broke woman wanting a rich man. That's no different from a fat woman wanting a skinny man. It's no different from an ugly woman that thinks that she's entitled to date men that are handsome. So what we got to get at, right? Because I feel like we're doing a lot of, tap dancing around this shit. She was attacked in a lot of ways because of her build. You're built like that, you have to take what's put in front of you. And so I think that that's a major disservice to all bigger women, because there's a lot of bigger women that we see them and we feel like it's the fucking audacity. But the harsh reality is that confidence is not coming from thin air. Y'all are not listening to what she's saying. Yes, it's a lot of men in them comments that's, oh, you're fat this, you're fat that, but it's lifting that stomach up to suck that pussy. Like, we don't get into that. This confidence is not just dropping out of the sky. If you see a man with a micro penis and he jump on the bed proud and he whip that little motherfucker, somebody done told him that dick is good. Whether you can see the value in that little ass dick or not, somebody's telling him, hey, Lord, that little dick magical. Matter of fact, you know what's crazy? When you like a person, the dick's not small. It's the perfect size. So somebody's telling her, because she said it, it's men in my DMs that is feeling this energy. Fupa, big, whatever she got, chalupa, whatever she said she built like.
Torta.
Torta. Somebody is signing up for that. And so I don't think that we have to go out of our way to kill her confidence. I actually admire the confidence, right? Because there are a lot of women who would take the attacks that she's taken and would have got off the internet. It's chicks out here with perfect bodies that wouldn't be able to take the criticism that she's standing up to, respectfully. And so she knows she's built fucked up. She getting this. This is why I like her. On her page, she'll tell you, I'm fucked up. I know my
bad baddies.
She knows it. She said, I think you said you built like a pier with a rectangle or whatever. She said some more cool ass shit. But I like the fact that she accepts it. And so I just want us to we really, really, really got to focus on that, because the internet is filled with audacity.
No, but I don't think that's the issue, though. I think that the issue is the fact that she is dismissing what she deems she's dismissing what they deem important for what she's deeming important. So what she deems important is cool, but what they deem important is not cool. And I think it's the dismissing of what those other people's priority is what people are attacking right now.
I overstand that fact, but the only reason why it's the audacity is because of how she's built. That's the only reason that it's an issue. Let me That is the only. This is what you have to understand. This is why it's outrage. If she was a baddie, and you're not saying you're not bad, you're a nice looking young lady, right? But if she was the typical Instagram bad bitch, she could be dead broke on Section 8, not a dollar to her name, and say, I wouldn't dare date a broke nigga, and wouldn't nobody have any objections. They wouldn't have any objections. If she was your typical standard Instagram baddie, she could say, she could have 10 kids and say, I wouldn't date a man that has any children. And because of her aesthetic alone, a lot of people wouldn't question it. And so I understand what you're saying for sure. Am I playing land? My fault, Hamp. I'm going.
Well, yeah. So when I look, and now, Ty, I think your disposition here is much more pleasant than in the clip, right? If I were to assess you on the clip alone, you're arrogant in the clip. And contrary to popular belief, confidence and arrogance are not synonyms, you know? And so if I'm looking at the clip for itself, right, you call people's ideology bullshit, right, which is disrespectful. You understand? And so when you're being mean, people are going to be mean to you. And so that's what I witnessed, right? Now you're much more subtle here, you know, but just based on the clip, I could see why they would attack the things that they think may hurt you because you were calling people's ideology foolish.
Yeah, and that's all they can attack, because they can't attack my ideology. And that's the fun part about it. It's like a social experience to me. Like I told you, I had a minor in psychology. So to watch people get upset and be like, well, that's why you're fat. Okay, bitch, and you're still stupid. Like I said what the fuck I said. You can't argue my point until you can argue why you think voting for Trump is okay. Therapy is needed in our community at one point. And that's why I said, are you in therapy or are you willing to go? Because we have a lot of miscommunication that happens in a relationship. I don't want to get my ass hit by you. And now I shot your ass because you should have went to therapy, because that's what you and your mama used to do. I need you to be able to have a conversation in a non-biased state with a therapist. That's all I said.
Question, real quick, man. I just want to understand. I don't have the context of the clips, right? And so we're judging based off the clip, which that's what we have. Why did you ask him about the therapy? Was that just one of your pop questions?
Yeah, I had 5 questions on my phone, and I asked these questions. Now, these questions are important to me because as someone who is currently going through a divorce, I believe therapy is needed on all ends. I'm in therapy still. There's nothing wrong with therapy. I see a Black woman therapist, and there are Black men therapists that I'm friends with that talk about how we in our community need therapy. So I ask, are you in therapy or are you willing to go? And also it makes sure that if there is an issue, they would be willing to go get some type of unbiased help versus going to their grandparents, their mom, their family, someone that can be unbiased.
So you're looking for alignment, and so you believe in therapy, so you simply wouldn't date a man who doesn't believe in therapy.
Right. So the question was a trigger question to see how you get triggered by said question. Same thing with who you voted for. And honestly, it makes sense to ask because in this time, look at what we're going through as a Black community currently under this administration.
I understand that. Last
point, Hamp. Let me get this one point, Hamp, please. You are pro-Black, correct?
I don't understand the question with pro-Black in that, though. Like, I'm pro-Black woman. I'll give it that.
So no.
Hold on.
Huh? Wait.
Hold up. Hold.
Go ahead.
I'm confused. Go ahead. Are you pro-Black or are you not pro-Black?
It depends on your understanding of pro-Black.
No.
What's your understanding?
Hamp, hold on, Hamp. Listen. No, let her answer. Please.
Go ahead.
I'm talking to her. No, I know y'all built the same, but goddamn. Anyway, I'm just playing.
Because you said earlier about Black love, but you never actually looked at some of my content. My ex isn't Black.
But ma'am, I'm not. Once again, this is the issue. The question is very specific.
Is it?
Because I hear you say Black woman, Black man, Black therapist, Trump, blah, boo, blah, boo. Are you pro-Black? Yes or no? That's it.
I'm pro-Black liberation. Sure.
So you're for liberation. Let me just chill. God damn it. So you're for pro-Black liberation, but you're not pro-Black for the Black people.
What do you mean by that? I'm for Black people. All of my activism has been Black Lives Matter activism. If you look me up, that's what I've done this entire time since I was a teenager.
Okay, cool. But you do have a white baby father. So that's what you're trying to get away from. So you are pro-Black, but you do have a white baby father that you were married to.
I never asked 50-50 from you.
Right, for sure. But is that why you were evasive to the question? Because you're pro-Black, but you were pro-pink penis at one time.
I was pro who was with my standards at the time.
Cool. And I'm sorry, but I had to this was important. So what is your preference now?
I would like to date a Black man, which is why I went to a Black dating show.
Okay. I landed my plane. I'll let y'all do with that what you like, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot to do with that. You can't sleep white and talk Black. Also, when you said pro-Black woman, that's a clear distinction, right? Because pro-Black people is all of them, including the families, including the men. When you look at the mission statement of Black Lives Matter, it actually aligns with your ideology because it does indeed exclude men. And it sounds like you were in that organization on the onset. When you said
pro-black woman, and you're missing the point. A black woman makes a black son, which makes a black man. So to be pro-black woman is to be pro-black man as well.
No, it's not. That's why you didn't say pro-black.
No,
You made sure you said pro-black
you
woman.
have to have a black woman to create a black
you
man.
You don't have to respond to that because what she said is incoherent, right?
Okay.
So men and women make children, right? So her point is moot there, but we don't need to get stuck there. Ty, I'm gonna pass the microphone. But Ty, I wanted to ask you. You said bad built baddies. What are we talking about?
That's an oxymoron.